Ever wonder why your vote feels like it's on a road trip through the swing states before it really matters? Welcome to the Electoral College, the system that somehow makes math, geography, and democracy all fight in the same room. Is it keeping the peace or crashing the party? Well, let's figure it out. The Electoral College is a foundational element of U.S. elections, but its role in upholding representation and democracy is hotly debated. Supporters argue that it prevents larger states from overshadowing smaller ones, ensuring a fair balance of power across the nation. Critics, however, claim it distorts the popular vote from instances where the candidate won the presidency without securing the majority of the voters, such as in the 2000 and 2016 presidential elections. In this speech, I'm going to be focusing on whether the Electoral College ensures balance between the states, the discrepancy between the popular vote and the Electoral College outcome, and how the Electoral College changes campaign strategies. While the Electoral College remains a diverse issue, it's up for each of you to decide whether the Electoral College represents the will of the people or does it undermine the democratic ideals it was founded on. Our founding fathers created the Electoral College as an alternative to electing the president by either popular vote or Congress. We as a people elect the members of the House of Representatives as well as the senators that make up the Electoral College. Those members are equal to the 538 electors in the Electoral College. The amount of electors in each state is determined by the population. So California will have the most electoral votes because it has the greatest population. In the article, Can the Members of the Electoral College Choose Who They Vote For? From the website Brennan Center for Justice, written by Wilfred Codrington III in 2020, it says, electors are not free agents. They are to vote for the candidate whom the state's voters have chosen. With each member voting based on the will of the people, the Electoral College ensures that we have equal representation throughout the nation. With all that in mind, let's see why the Electoral College should ensure balance better than the popular vote. The Electoral College was originally designed to balance the interests of smaller and larger states in presidential elections to ensure that less populous states would still have a significant voice, which prevents the dominance of heavily populated regions controlling the election results. If we take a look at Trump's campaign trail, we can see that he focuses on the key battleground states rather than the states with the most electoral votes. In the article, How Did Donald Trump Break the Blue Wall Again? From the website Al Jazeera, written by Sarah Shameen on November 7, 2024, it says, by putting his primary focus on the three Rust Belt states of Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, Donald Trump was able to secure his presidency, surpassing the 270 mark. If you didn't notice, these three states are not the most populous, further explaining how smaller states still play a clear role in our electoral system by giving them a more equal voice to a state such as California or Texas. But how do these smaller battleground states shift the campaign strategies of our candidates? Some people would argue that the Electoral College gives disproportionate influence to the swing states, or the states with no strong political leaning. Because candidates need to win the majority of electoral votes to secure the presidency, they focus their campaign resources and time on winning these battleground states. This dynamic strategy results in states like California, which is typically Democrat, or Alabama, which is typically Republican, not receiving as many campaign stops or advertisements. This emphasis on swing states can lead to a narrow focus in campaign promises, as candidates may prioritize issues relevant to those states, potentially neglecting broader national concerns. For example, in the article, Kamala Harris has a plan for American agriculture from the website Democrats Stronger Together, written on October 15, 2024, it says, Vice President Harris fought tirelessly for the Inflation Reduction Act, which included a $20 billion investment to help the agricultural community voluntarily adopt and expand conservation and climate-smart strategies, all while saving money, creating new income streams, ensuring the wealthy pay their fair share in taxes, and increasing productivity. If elected, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz will double down on this work. This policy is meant to target the Midwestern region, as winning the Midwestern battleground states are crucial to her winning the presidency. Policies aren't the only strategy for securing battleground states, as Trump and Harris both elected their VP candidates from the Midwest, hoping it would give them a leg up in the election. Considering how the Electoral College shifts the campaign strategies of the presidential candidates, let's have a look at how this affects the outcome of the presidential elections. From as early as the first election, we have been electing based on the Electoral College. But let's see if this system still upholds our original democratic beliefs or if it undermines representation in America. Looking at this chart, we can see the results of the last few elections. And as you can see, the candidate with the most votes doesn't always win. At this point, we are all asked the same question. If the purpose of the Electoral College is to balance representation, then why is the elected president not winning the popular vote? If the Electoral College's purpose is to create a balance, its results in recent elections seem to challenge that intention. When presidents are elected without winning the popular vote, many Americans question whether the system truly reflects the will of the people. On the other side of this, according to the article, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly about the Electoral College from the website Monmouth University, written by Steve Newman in 2020, it says, without the Electoral College, heavily populated states like California and Florida would have a disproportionate impact on the outcome of presidential elections, potentially overshadowing the influence of less populated regions like the Midwest. This would make it difficult for candidates to justify addressing the unique concerns of smaller or rural states, as their voices could be diluted in a purely popular vote system. This quote means that if we only counted the popular vote, the states with big populations would play a much greater role in deciding who becomes president. In conclusion, the Electoral College stands as a unique and often controversial aspect of American democracy. While it ensures that smaller states maintain a voice in the presidential election process, it also results in scenarios where the popular vote doesn't always align with the Electoral College outcome, leading to questions about fairness. By understanding both its strengths and criticisms, we can better assess whether the Electoral College continues to serve as its intended purpose, or if reforms are needed to align with the changing values of democracy.